What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Paulo13,
I'm Frantic.
and we're back with another episode of The Get Down. You might have seen the remnants of our pepperoni sandwiches. If you haven't seen our last episode where we were cooking, making some bonbon patate and
Bonbon
some
patate.
pepperoni sandwiches, some foods from our childhood, check that out.
C'est délicieux.
Now we're here. So, it's cool. We interview other people, but this is a special episode. We're very close friends, but we're going to take this opportunity to interview each other.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. You know what I mean? We know a lot about each other, but there's always some more shit to find out.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I'm sure that there's a lot that these people don't know about us.
Yeah.
And hopefully some things that they will continue to not know about us.
Yeah. I'm going to just bury those inside. Deep inside the bottle.
Never mind.
Don't let it come out. So, Paulo.
Yo.
First of all, cheers.
Cheers, brother.
Yeah. So,
Proper.
you got this wonderful album coming out.
Yeah.
You want to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah. So this album, Stunted Growth, has been my project for the last few years. You know this. I've been kind of working on this as my main thing. It got picked up and pressed by Black Buffalo Records. Shout out to Kevin and Kamud, the whole family at Black Buffalo Records, for giving me the opportunity. But yeah, it's a pretty cool album, I like to think. It's a coming of age story.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah, it's about growing up from, kind of shithead kid, knucklehead, and then things start to get more serious in life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The consequences of your actions start to affect you more, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of getting past that rough stage and kind of finding what you actually care about.
Yeah.
Getting past all the superficial things, the money and girls, and finding out what really matters to you, like spending time with your family and things like that.
Right on. So, in your life, what would you say would be, a turning point, or, some aspects in your life that have been a turning point where you kind of came to terms and realized what was more important in life?
I would say one of the big things is being younger, you know what I mean, in your early 20s, and partying a lot. You got fear of missing out. You wrote a whole song about it.
Yeah.
And, you want to drink, you want to be a part of things, and you kind of neglect, the things that are boring, the things that really matter, you know what I mean? It's more fun to be at a bar getting drunk with your friends and there's girls around, but things like spending time with your family, you know what I mean, which might be more boring but will end up leaving you more fulfilled inside and making you actually happy instead of having fun but sacrificing happiness for fun.
That's probably one of my favorite joints on the album, is the one where you have a rap about spending dinner with your family. And stuff.
Family dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my
jam.
favorite songs too. It's funny because it's about such a boring topic. Most people consider when I do it live, you know what I mean? It's not like a Travis Scott or a Drake where you're gonna be jamming, but when I perform that song live, I think people really like it. You know what
it's
I mean?
cool. Well, at least when you perform that song live, no one dies too, which is kind of helpful.
Yes.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
There's a lot of time left.
Yeah. And
Somebody might still die to my family dinner song.
Yeah.
So choke on a fucking hot dog or something.
Remember to chew your hot dogs, folks.
Yeah. And maybe try to avoid hot dogs if you can.
Yeah.
Although they're fucking good, I can't lie.
Yeah.
When you crave a dog.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's songs on this about getting drunk. There's songs about it, or chasing girls. There's songs about heartbreak. There's songs about sacrifice and family dinners and all that sort of stuff. You know, oh man, I never forget. I never turn my ring off. Shout out to Megs, my girlfriend. She's messaging me.
Shout out to Megs.
But yeah,
Get on a backtrack.
yeah. So I'm pretty proud of this one, to be honest. But I'm excited to see what I get working on next, because I feel like this is just like the first album where I found my sound.
Yeah.
Really, truly.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like it'll be good for you to release this one too, because I feel like you kind of been thinking about it a lot and putting a lot of effort and attention into it. So once you put it out there, I feel like you'll be free to be able to like explore new ideas. And
Yeah, definitely. We've definitely had a different approach over the past few years, and to be honest, in hindsight, I think yours was better. So I put a lot of my effort into making this like one project, and it's been my thing. You know, I haven't been working so much on other projects.
yeah.
You know,
I mean, to
But-
be fair, it sounded like it was something that needed to come out of you, regardless. Like, there's a reason you did it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
but you've been so
Yeah.
consistent with your releases. You know, doing singles a lot and doing a lot of features and collabs.
Yeah.
It's just helped your name to ring out, and you know, like helped boost your audience,
Yeah.
and you know what I mean. Like people were hearing about you consistently.
Yeah. I mean, it came down to it. I like full projects and stuff too. But in this day and age, when I think there's like 60,000 songs come out of Spotify every day, like to be able to pierce through the noise, you got to be like
Yeah,
bringing it forward. So I also like the pandemic kind of helped me like shift gears and kind of play to my strengths, where I realized like I'm more of a singer and a songwriter almost than a rapper.
yeah,
Or like those are definitely like stronger points in like my I still love to rap, but like
yeah.
writing songs is more like my forte.
But that's also a big. If we're looking at you as an artist, that's a big era shift.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that was a big turning point in your career. We were talking about turning points. Is when you kind of let go of the boom bap kind of like box that you kept yourself in,
Yeah.
of like boom bap, straight rap, and began to explore. And I think you found what you really enjoy making. And not like you're a dope MC, but I think you found like, I don't know, your kind of niche.
Yeah.
Like something you're really, really good at and stand out at.
Well, it's like I grew up like playing like alternative rock and stuff like that. So when that was coming through in hip hop, I was like, it just felt second nature to me. Like guitars and stuff like that just felt normal. And it's like, I don't need to write like 200 words for a song. I could write like, you could do a song with 20 words. That's all you need. Or
Yeah.
like, you know, you could tell a full story. Like you can tell a full story saying less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think, and a big part of that comes down to even just becoming open, more minded with the art and content you consume. Like, you know, you're coming from a more punk background, alternative rock, and then when you get into hip hop, it's more like the Wu-Tangs and the MF Dooms,
Yeah.
and you know, things like that. That kind of meshes with the music you're already listening to.
Yeah, for sure. Like
And then-
punk rockers love Wu-Tang. Like especially growing up in the Montreal punk scene, like everyone, like 36 Chambers was like everyone's
Yeah,
shit.
everybody loves Wu-Tang.
Yeah,
But I mean, now your taste is more open. Like, you know, you'll be bumping Polo G, or you know, artists that are more of a mainstream sound,
Yeah.
or of a more, I wouldn't call it pop music, but
but like have like
more pop
appeal.
influences or more pop appeal.
Yeah.
And you can hear that in the music that. Oh, it's not my phone this time. Hey. Welcome to the Get Down.
Yeah.
Where nothing works and the points don't matter.
That's true. Yeah. So in terms of what I've been working on, I've been working with Blossom really closely lately, and we're doing a lot more kind of like cloud rap, auto-tuney stuff. Like really finding a good medium between like his mixing and mastering and like my level of songwriting. And we've been doing some really cool stuff. So I think in April or May, we're going to be coming out with a new project. We have 2 projects on the go. Sort of, one of them's going to be like more like shoegaze influenced like trap music. So really reverby guitars and like really kind of like spacey drawn out stuff. And then some more like trap bangers. I got a couple of songs with Taz on the go.
Savage the God.
Savage the God, yeah. And so I'm really excited to kind of branch out into this new style of music. I feel like I find myself changing styles every year.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that, right? Because you have a lot of different sounds, right? So you'll have your more singy, kind of like auto-tuney stuff, the more trap metal stuff.
Yeah.
How do you cohesively put that together?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's cool. I mean, like, I feel like I try to based on, I just collect the body of music. Like, I don't really think too much about how people are going to receive it when I'm making music. I feel like making music and putting it out are like 2 kind of separate ventures. Where when I'm creating, I just want to create, and I try not to think too much about how people are going to perceive it, because I feel like that impedes on the creative process. So I put a bunch of stuff out, and I have a bunch of stuff out there, and then later on, I'll be like, okay, how are people going to receive this once it's made?
That's pretty smart. Yeah, I get too into it when I'm in the writing process, I find. Because I'm like, I don't think of how are people going to perceive it. I think of how are people going to perceive me.
Yeah.
Right? And then I think of just how easy it is for people to twist your words as an artist, especially if you're writing about sensitive content.
Yeah.
Or you're making yourself vulnerable, you're saying things.
Yeah.
But people can twist anything you say and make it into the worst representation of you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's scary as fuck.
Yeah, no, it's
that's
really
terrifying.
scary. Yeah. And I've realized as people's perceptions and times, I wrote this song and like when I was like 17, and it was probably one of the most popular songs I wrote when I was in rock bands, and it would not fucking fly now, like 100% bad. It was supposed to be this like kind of portrayal of like this like skinny kid who was like fucked up and like felt like he was entitled to more but didn't have it, and then at the end he like rapes the prom queen, and when I wrote the song, it was meant as a parody of like toxic masculinity or something, but I realized like all the kids that were in the crowd would sing the rape part and only the rape part, and they all remembered the rape part, and it made me rethink. I was like, wow, like what I say, like something like my art can be interpreted
however
in a sense
anybody wants.
And like that was the part that resonated with the people that were listening to the song. And then it makes me think, it was like in hindsight, this was like 13 years ago. And I was like, in hindsight, I was like, man, I am perpetuating like something negative. It's actually really important to like think about how your words can reflect on other people. So.
Well, what you mean, right, and what people hear can be 2 very different things.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that goes for anything in history. Like anything you put out into the world can be taken however people want to take it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the biggest example would be something like religion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People will take religion and whichever religion, I'm not more any specific one, and twist it to whatever fits their needs.
Yeah. You look at like you look at like there's like evangelical Christians, and then on the other side there's like gay preachers. You know what I mean? And that's all within the Protestant religion. So it's like all really really vast.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I mean, like you can represent, yeah, it's just like any sort of idea or format can be like presented in a lot of ways. And it's important as an artist to realize how everyone else will perceive what you're saying.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking about like sensitive subjects.
Yeah. Oh, I think like one of my favorite examples of this sort of thing is the movie Scarface, which is a fantastic movie. But if you watch it, that movie's a cautionary tale.
Yeah.
Like, it's a really sad, like, everything he loves is destroyed and ruined. You know what I mean? Like, he's the root of it. But, you know, people watch it and they're just like, they just see the guns and the cars and, you know, pretty girls and piles of coke. You know what I mean? They're just like, wow, that's so fucking cool. I'd love to do that. Not realizing that, like, no, it's like literally, it's showing you that, like, this is the trick.
Yeah.
And this is how you end up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But people will take anything any way they want, you know?
Yeah, I was like hanging out with someone and we were watching Trainspotting and they're like, this movie makes me want to do heroin. I'm like, how does that movie make you want to do heroin?
Trainspotting was a crazy movie.
Everyone's lives go to shit in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But you know what? It's a funny thing with just about anything is that I think people long for excitement.
Yeah.
Right? And people want things that they can't have. You know what I mean? People want to be Scarface because nobody's ever, like, there's like 4 people in the world that are going to be Scarface. Do you know what I mean? Like, even if you sell drugs, you're not selling drugs like fucking Tony Montana.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like, you know, like, I don't know, people want things they don't have. I think it's like, we're going to fucking segue hard here. It's like the thing with, like, you know, school shootings and things like that.
Yeah.
Right? Is, you know, somebody feels that they don't have power and they want power. And
Yeah.
they think that this is how they get it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
They've been afraid and they want to make people feel fear. And yeah, that's the thing in life, even if it's a good thing or like, you know, the movie, the Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
It was a dope movie. But, you know, people feel disenfranchised or alienated. And even though the Joker's the villain, they resonate with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And especially in that movie where he was painted as like, you know, not someone you should aspire to be or whatever, but people will still kind of see that image of him. And it's like what happens when you put characters and people on pedestals.
But that's like Tyler Durden or...
Yeah, because Tyler Durden, that was like... the whole like Fight Club was based on homoeroticism and how ridiculous it is. Like that's the main premise of that movie. Like because Ed Norton's is secretly
upset.
in love with Tyler Durden.
Oh.
It's like kind of like this like, and you could tell like, you know, it's like Brad Pitt was hosted as it, so he's just like this hunk or whatever, and he's just always sweating and shit. And everyone's just like, yeah, it's about fucking the system. And it's like, no, it's like a bunch of dudes fighting. And like, when you look at a bunch of dudes fighting, there's like fighting and then there's sex. And it's really close. You know what I mean? So I think that was the premise of like of how ridiculous it all came out. But then people were just like saw it as this hyper masculine thing.
Yeah, well...
I think the author, I can't remember, Chuck Palahniuk? Yeah, I think Chuck Palahniuk, that's what he said about it. But
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, perception is key, like, and I mean, and then, or even you look at like Rick and Morty and like the perception of what the fans think it is as opposed to like the writers.
Yeah. Also, like, you know, people are like, if you don't like Rick and Morty, you just don't understand the humor. Like, you're stupid. Like, and it's like some of the like concepts like in the like the theoretical physics concepts they talk about are in depth, but a lot of it is just fart jokes and poop jokes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, oh, just because you like Rick and Morty doesn't mean you're a fucking high IQ.
No, like I love Rick and
fucking
Morty, and I'm
dick
dumb as
swinging.
fuck. Like straight up.
But yeah, it's funny. It's funny how that's also a thing of like people thinking that they're more intelligent because they enjoy a thing.
Yeah,
You
and
know
it's
what I
just
mean?
like that's not your whole fucking personality.
It's like, yeah, you know what
It's,
I mean? Yeah,
you know.
it's like,
It's like, oh, I got a high IQ. It's like anyone can sit there and watch something, you know? And the whole Szechuan sauce thing was like, basically they were just proving that their fandom were a bunch of dumb idiots when everyone was like fucking fighting over Szechuan sauce.
yeah. I can't lie. I do think I am smarter than people for liking Star Trek, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's definitely not true. It's definitely not true. That's how I convince myself. If you never watched Star Trek, watch Deep Space Nine. It's fucking gangster.
Yeah, it's
Captain Sisko's a G.
steep as fuck.
It doesn't make you smarter, but it is an enjoyable watch.
Yeah.
Well, it would make you. Yeah, I mean, never mind.
Can interpret it as much as you want.
Yeah.
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 All the porn parodies of it are awesome too. In case you're looking for some filth.
I typed it in, but I never hit enter because I knew I'd be going down a rabbit hole I couldn't get out. Like you would never see me at episodes of the podcast
No.
filming again.
No, I'd be like, "Where's Chris?" We'll call him, and then you don't want to hear what's on the other line. No. I
I tried to live long and prosper, but I just lived short and finished early. Anyways, let's talk about music again.
Yeah.
Although I was enjoying, what we were just talking about is a funny thing about society and how we
Yeah.
love a villain. Unless they're too villainous.
Yeah.
They have to be the proper amount of villainous.
Yeah. It's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's gotta resonate with the peoples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, somebody like, I would literally watch I watched Taxi Driver yesterday again. Taxi Driver is a great film. Robert De Niro, directed by Martin Scorsese. If you've never seen it. But Travis Bickle, you know what I mean? Like, he's a fucking madman. You know, he's insane.
Yeah.
But
I've never watched Taxi
oh,
Driver.
well, then I won't get into it. But this isn't a spoiler. Taxis
Yeah.
are driven.
Yeah. Taxis are driven. I know there's a buddy with the mohawk.
Yeah.
There's a buddy with the mohawk.
Yeah. Watch it. It's on
Yeah.
Netflix now.
Okay. Fuck yeah.
What's that? Is that Cruella DeVille?
What? Live action? She looks scary as fuck.
Is it played by Emma Stone?
No way.
Is it?
That's
How did I
sick.
see that from over here? I guess I know my Emma Stone. Emma Stone, if you're watching this, fuck!
If you're watching this. Damn.
Damn. Honestly, you're
Damn.
looking fly, shorty.
She's
Too many
looking
rum
good.
nugs. Frantic's
Rum nugs.
leaving.
I gotta
I'm
take a
picking up
piss.
my album.
But she's another villain that people like.
Frantic is in the bathroom doing something. I'm the only one here. I want to finish my pepperoni and eggnog. So you don't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. This is the Get Down. Buy my album Stunted Growth, available on blackbuffalorecords.ca. Happy holidays.
Love y'all.